Hey everyone, I wanted to do a bit of an addendum to yesterday's great video on guilt. But before I do that, I'd like to thank you. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. And I also want to invite you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It's super easy. You're going to hit the little subscribe button down the right hand corner, and then you're going to hit the little bell notification. Once that happens, you're going to get all my great videos. They're not all going to come at once. They're going to come in dribs and drabs, but that is the bell notification. It's going to let you know when the new one's going to come through. You'll be first to know. Okay. Well, I'm here in a wonderful park. This wonderful park, Nose Hill Park here in Calgary. One of my former, and I would say still, parks where I've trained a lot. I've trained with a couple of my friends here as well, and we really enjoy it. There's an energy here that I think you can find nowhere else in the city. And this is sacred land as well. This is very sacred land up here. You have to get special permission to even pick anything here from the elders. I believe out in Stoney, on the Stoney Nakoda Nation. Anyway, with no further ado, I would like to do a bit of an addendum to yesterday's topic on guilt. What I wanted to do was to bring a conversation in where my wife and I had probably a few weeks ago, where our girls were not feeling so well, and they really just needed to be, when we boiled it all down, they really just needed to be loved. But one of the things that had come up, which is something that many men struggle with, is not being home enough, because they feel like if they're not home enough, they're not giving enough time to their spouses, their wives, their partners, and the kids, and then doing the things that you really want to do. Because let's face it, working is fun, but it's not fun too. I'm doing work right now that I'm enjoying. This is going to be my work. I've taken work back from what it was to be negative. Another story. What I want to get to is this. She landed on something that many men, and now many women, because this was really revealing, are feeling out there when they're working, when kids are not feeling so hot. They're not feeling so good, and they really just need us. So our kids were not feeling so great a few weeks ago, and I was at home. But one of the things that she really wanted to do, divinely wanted to do, she was struggling with it, was having to go to work to make that income for us, but at the same time just really it was really just tugging at her heart, and she wanted to stay home with our kids. She wanted to be there with them and do all the wonderful little things that she does, like with the essential oils, making the teas, making the soups, just being like a butterfly and going about her way, but including the kids within that, and they love that. They love that essence. They love that energy, and I really felt for her in that moment, because I went, wow, you have just landed on the very piece that many men have struggled with for years, and that is not being home enough, not being able to be there for the wife, your spouse, your partner, not being able to be there for the kids, and having to be out making money, being away long periods of time. So it's like this pull-push thing, and it's a pull when you're at the other side making money, doing work, and then when you come home, there's a pull-push again. It's get out the door. It's time for you to go. I've had enough here, and that's another story altogether. I can talk about that in another video. Remind me about that later. But what is really meaningful, I believe, in this discussion is that it's not a paralyzing thought, but it is something that I believe now women, just as much as men, have an issue with if we're talking about the day-to-day 9-to-5 jobs where they're just doing the other stuff, or they're the other stuff being the work that is not online, that is mostly in the office, or there's the hybrid stuff, or they belong to an institution, they're working for the government, that, on and on and on, right? But here's where this is wonderful. Here's where this is absolutely amazing. This was a breakthrough for her and I in this moment, because we were able to see that this exists for both men and women, women and men, partners, whomever you are out there, and you're working and you're feeling this guilt about not being there enough at home, doing the things that you really want to do with your family, or for yourself for that matter. And then when you get to work, you're having that same guilt all over again. You're not home enough, not doing enough time for you, not being there enough, not doing this. And then that whole program, that whole struggle that you go through with. But then when you get home, it's, I'm not working enough. I'm not doing enough to make sure that I have supper on the table, that there's enough money. And you're caught in this cyclical pattern, right? You're caught in it. So I just wanted to highlight that, how extra special that was for us to be able to land on that and go, that happens no matter where. And I'm sure that most of you, or many of you I should say, can feel that and have put words around that. You've put words to that already. For us, we put feeling to it because the words hadn't quite come together yet, and then the words came together with the feeling in the moments when we saw, wow, this is a guilt pattern. This is something that evidently has been going on for both sides ever since more and more women have been entering the workforce and more men have been staying home. And then we get, and then the influx goes the other way too, right? More men go out the door to work, and then more women come. You see what I'm talking about here, right? You see that. I truly feel like this was amazing for us. I truly feel like this will resonate with many of you, because you will be talking about this, or you might even find yourself in an argument. You might find yourself in an argument with your buddies or your gals, and maybe between yourselves as couples, you're struggling, you're relaying your feelings. But I want to tell you something to that. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not something that you should be awarding blame to either for. All you're having is feelings. Feelings of feeling like you're betraying yourself, your family, your spouse, your partner, your wife. And for that, my friends, like we've been saying in every video, like I've said, carving out that piece for you every day, no less than an hour. Start first thing in the morning, whatever it is, do it. Then find yourself at all the work that you need to do. Don't argue with me. And then when you say, Jesse, I gotta go to work and I gotta get the kids to school, figure out a way to get it done. Figure out a way. This is for you, not for me. This is for you, not for me. And I'm gonna tell you, if you're on the other end of this, receiving this right now as a guy in particular, and you're racing to all those excuses in your head, I already did that myself. I did that for myself for way too long, and then I just said, I'm done. I'm done making excuses. I am going to make a plan so that I'm able to do this, to etch out time for me every day so that I can carve that piece that is special to me, so that I know that I'm looking after me, so that I have something to give to them. I have something to give to my family. I have something to give to my wife. And I don't feel like I'm betraying myself, and it comes up as a projection of anger, and they end up feeling it. And you're playing with the board games, and you're playing card games, and then you're just being all owly about it. And in the end, it's you. It's you that's got to do that. Okay? I'm going to stop there because I believe that my point has been driven. And within this second video, which will be part 2 to yesterday's Guiltful or Guilt-Free, the addendum, the Wives Edition. Talk to you soon. Ole.